Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the LA Chargers. Is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Kene Nwangu now out of his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. First play's a run with Nwangu. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's got room. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Complete to Likely. Touchdown! Isaiah Likely, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
That's 100% a penalty.
Cheaters never win.
Good call, took you so long.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Out of the gun, a give to Spiller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Herbert. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
After the interception, here's Jackson. This is intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And the Chargers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. It's David Ajabo there for the tackle.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Herbert just beat the play clock. A little short pass. This is Everett. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Another try for Barkley. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Jackson will keep it. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
Brandon, 3rd and goal from the 1, and they go quarterback sneak, and they expected a surge up front. The surge came from the defense.
Yeah, it looked like there was no surprise defensively. They were ready.
Yeah, totally stacked it up, unable to get it on 3rd down.
They'll run with Barkley, and he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Chargers hold tight down near the goal line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Now Herbert going to shift his guys around. On second down, here's Nwangu. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10. The Chargers at 500, sitting at 5-5. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Jackson. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the 1st. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a give running right, Nwangu. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Herbert on 1st down now. That is caught. It's Williams. Touchdown, Chargers. Mike Williams, 26 yards. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now 13-7. After the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Play action. It's Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Play action. It's Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like the
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Derek Hall from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now it's Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Saquon Barkley with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Tackled that time by Derek Hall. 2nd down and 6 now. To throw is Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make...
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Certainly not what they wanted there, so the football by rule comes out to the 40. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
This defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on 2nd down. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Home trips right. Ray.
Samuel in motion.
59.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Ravens force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Chargers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. They'll set up the screen for Nwangu. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the 1st of their timeouts. It's just their 1st, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Herbert. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
What is this?
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. More from L.A. in a moment. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And now a hook up downfield on second down. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Barkley inside handoff. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 59 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Chargers 7. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And by rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so a good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Drive will start with Nwangu. And he loses the football the 2nd time. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. Territory at the 45-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
They go play action with Jackson. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A give to Barkley out of the gun. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Barkley again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens extend their lead yet again. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Brought down on the play by Trenton Simpson. Here's a 2nd and 5. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger 1st down. Straight ahead, it's Spiller. And running with power here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? 3rd level run, 1st level being the D-line, and linebacker 2nd level in the secondary, the 3rd. When you block it up well and you make the secondary do all the tackling, that will wear on a defense.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Here's Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Herbert on 3rd down now. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
What are we doing? How does this even have to happen?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the option right is Jackson. And he stopped immediately there. And they're going to speed things up here. Throwing is Jackson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Chargers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. They'll find Williams on the slant. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And the Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Setting up the screen, here's Spiller. No gain on the screen there at 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down, here's Herbert. A little short pass. This is Everett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Here's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Spiller looking for space, and he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. David Ajabo in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's J.K. Scott now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Rodgers on the return. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
Now Lamar changing the play. And now Jackson will look to throw it. A short one there, caught by Likely. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
First down, Baltimore.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. This is caught. And he will be brought down, but a 1st and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield.
A 4-yard loss on the play. 2nd and goal at the Chargers' 7-yard line.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. We're up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. On 3rd down, it's Spiller. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was